सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अस्मद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। So we had seen Kathamesha Agataha. Okay. Kathamesha Agataha. How does this bandhana come? Akhanda Nitya Advaya Bodha Shaktya Spurantam Atmanam Ananta Vaibhavam Samavranotyaavriti Shaktiresha Tamomayi Rahu Rivarka Bimbam Tirobhute Swatmani Amalatara Tejovati Puman Anatmanam Mohat Ahamiti Shariram Kalayati Tatah Kamakrodha Prabhriti Ramum Bandhana Gunaihi Param Vikshepakya Rajasa Urushaktir Vyathayati एताभ्यामेव शक्तिभ्यां बन्धः पुंसः समागतः याभ्यां विमोहितो देहं मत्वात्मानं भ्रमत्ययम्. Okay, so how does it come? Very clearly, as Acharya has mentioned, this Atma, which is Akhanda Nitya Advaya Bodha Shakti Spurantam Ananta Vaibhavam Atmanam, which cannot be covered so easily like that of the sun. So how the sun is being covered by the Rahu during the eclipse, the same way Samavrnoti Shakti Resha, it completely covers this Atma, Atma Jnanam. That Atma is me, I am there, it covers. And because of that tamomayi ignorance, once it covers, then the complete Rajoguna starts working. Rajoguna of the Prakriti, which is the Vikshepa Shakti, starts working perfectly. Tirobhute, after being covered, Swatmani, which is Amalatara Tejovati Uman. What happens? Anatmanam Mohat Ahamiti Shariram Kalayati. Because of that Anatma delusion, it considers the Shariram to be Atma. And then, what is the offspring of it? Tatah Kamakrodha Prabhriti Ramum Bandhana Gunaihi. Then automatically, you get a lot of these gunas, which are Kamakrodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsaryadvihi. All that they come, they are Bandhana Gunaihi. They will completely attach you and fully take him to grip. How? Because of that Vikshepa Shakti of Anatma, which projects all the Anatma things as Atma and makes you do Rajasa Urushaktir Vyathayati. It is a Urushakti. It is completely active, not like Tamomayi. It is Urushakti. It is Rajomayi, and it makes you fully active. And thereby you do karma, you get karma bala, then bandhana, and all those sequence will continue that way. So both of them hand in hand, etabhyam eva shaktibhyam bandhapumsas samagataha, both together ensures that completely एक अंदर लेके जाता है, दूसरा जखड़ लेते हैं पूरा. And याभ्याम विमोहितो देहम, because of this vimohitaha deham, the body is deluded matvatmanam and considering it to be atmanam matva brahmatyayam. When the person keeps on going like a mad fellow here and there just to fulfill this anatma's desires, which are just continuously coming out one by one. which can never be fulfilled. Kama esha krodha esha rajo guna samudbhavaha mahashano mahapapma mahashanaha. So it is just wants, it will keep on making you do things to fulfill it. It never gets satisfied or satiated. And hence, mahapapma, it will make you do all the treacherous sins. Okay, nityehamiha vairinam, and hence they are everyday's enemy to us. And this enemy, we consider it to be ourselves. That enemy becomes part is me now. So the Atma is kept aside, Atma is not known, but that RC, Ahankara, becomes the biggest enemy who is now we are trying to take care of it, motivate it, call it this Deha, and then continuously connect it to this Deha right from birth to the death. Is it clear? And then he says, how does it get established and perpetuate? Okay, it can go away also, right? No, it will ensure that बच्चे पैदा करके वो it will continuously be there. So how does it work? And for that he has given an example of a tree. Bijam samsmriti bhumijasya tu tamaha deham dehatma dhira ankuraha bijam samsriti. Okay, samsara bijaha bhumijasya tamaha tu tamaha, the ground on which the samsara is there, the tree, the bija is sown, is tamaha, in ignorance. Dehatma dhihi ankuraha. That dehatma buddhi becomes the ankuraha when it sprouts out. Raga pallavaha, the desires are the leaves. Ambuhu karma, the water, because water is required for nourishing it, and that is what is our karma. Vapu skandhaha, the body, our body is the trunk of the tree. Asavaha shakhika, the pranaha are the branches. Agrani indra agrani indriya samhatihi. So agrani is the end, twigs. They are indriya samhati. So they are the bunches of the indriyas which are there, which go to where? Vishayaha, various Vishayaha. What are the Vishayaha? Pushpani. So that which attracts is the Vishayaha, which is the flower of the tree. And what does it attract? Jiva Khagaha. So Pushpani Dukkham Phalam. So Vishayaha Pushpani Dukkham Phalam. If the flowers become the Vishayaha, then the karma phalam, which is dukkham, because the flower itself becomes a fruit later on, right? So the dukkham, or the phalam, or the karma phalam becomes the dukkham. Nana karma samudbhavam bahuvidam bhoktatra atra jiva khagaha, and there are many such khagaha, a lot of. Now because of this fruits, many more jivas come and get attached to it because of nana karma samudbhavam bahuvidam, and they continuously come and perch, and that's how this again the seed goes back, and again the next tree comes, and that's how this full. So as an individual tree and collectively as the different birds sitting onto the tree, or different jivas which are dependent on the tree, it can be ants, it can be whatever, it can be even parasites. That's how the whole samsara gets connected by this Vriksha Vrittanta. Is it clear? Hopefully you all are there. I am also talking. I don't know. Anyways. Right. Now, Katham Pratishtha Asya. Then next is, how does it go now? So we know how the bandhana has come, how the bandhana very, very logically has come in and how it perpetuates. Now, only if that is told, then it is not going to help. How will you get rid of it? Unless you know how to be free from it, then there is no meaning. So, the next question is, how do I get freedom from that? And for that, Acharya says in the 44th shloka, 148 in the Viveka Chudamani. Shruti pramane kamatehe swadharmanishta tayevatma vishuddhirasya vishuddha buddhehe paramatma vedanam tenaiva samsara samulanashaha. Okay. First he says ekamatehe. Ekamatehe. See, you have to be very, very clear here what Acharya is telling, and that is the fact. Ekamate, there is only one way, there is no other way. Ekamatehe. What? That which is told by Shruti Pramane. That Shruti Pramana gives the only way to remove this particular bandhana. So you can't go and search it anywhere else. You need to get it from the Shruti. Okay. Anything which is Ashrautika will not work. You may feel seemingly it is working, but it doesn't work. That is why this Bauddha Matam, Jaina Matam and all, there are flaws in it when it comes to Shruti Pramana, and hence we say that there are chances that success may not come in that. Okay, and hence when you look at the Shruti Pramana, the only way which is being told is first very clearly Swadharma Nishtha. Swadharma Nishtha Tayevatma Vishuddhihi Asya. So now first we need to clean up the base. Okay, unless the base is clean, unless those impressions which are there in us, which are coming across with Janma and Anujanmas, so many Janmas together we have got these Vasanas, that needs to get clean. So if there is any Tamo Gunas or Rajo Gunas need to get converted to Sattva Guna Vasanas. Okay, and that, how will you get that? Okay, and for that he gives Swadharmanushthaneva. Where does the Swadharmanusthana come? Can anyone say where does this Swadharmanushthan come? Where? In that which?
Samadhan.
Samadhanam. What is Samadhanam? Chitta ekagrata. What is Uparama? So Uparati or Uparama, or which is called as patience and perseverance, will come only by following Swadharma Anusthana. With a clear conviction, one has to be doing what that person is ordained to do without having any attachment, neither being happy about it nor being sad about it, but just continuing, because that Swadharma Anushtana with Shraddha alone becomes Vishuddha Buddhihi. So Vishuddha Buddhihi, if you want, if I want clean up of my this Buddhi, the only way which Acharya mentions is Swadharma Anushtana Meva. Okay, because anything what else you do, you will not be stable. Somewhere or the other, after some period of time, it will start, hampering you. Okay. Like for example, one person says that I want to reduce my weight, and that person knows that a little amount of exercise, a proper diet, a very doing things by which you are burning out the calories is the right way. There is no other shortcut. The person knows it, but still enamored by certain advertisements and everything, that person decides that no, no, let me try this particular one, that particular one, this tablet quickly, so I can replace my food with this 4 tablets. All that starts, but after a period of time, you start losing the interest in it and the value in it, and you drop it. So they are not sustainable one. Then what is sustainable? What you had clearly in your mind which you work, that is a sustainable, that is Swadharma. So you just be with it. Once you are mentally into it, then you will fully do it with all your Shraddha. And once you do it with Shraddha, Chitta Shuddhi will happen. So here when a person says Swadharma Anushtanam eva, this Swadharma Anushtanam which Acharya is referring is not something which I feel is good for me, but what the Shastras have been telling what I need to be doing for my progress. Okay, so the dharma for each of the varnas, for the Stri Dharma, the Purusha Dharma, the Griha Dharma, there are so many dharmas. That is why there are so many Dharma Shastras. Correct? Dharma Sutras and Dharma Shastras are there for what? So that you follow it up and you do not challenge it and you do it. And when you do it, what happens? Automatically you are not giving any time or you are not giving any of the motivation to your own desires. You are keeping your desires aside and saying that whatever is ordained, I am going to do it by completely Ishwararpana Buddhi and Prasada Bhavana. The moment you do Ishwararpana Buddhi and Prasada Bhavana, what does that happen? So Dharma, when you do Anushtana with Ishwararpana Buddhi and Prasada Bhavana, what happens? Chitta Shuddhi happens. Chitta Shuddhi is called Vishuddha Buddhi. The mind which is clean up, the mind which doesn't have any shackles, a clear mind. Okay, and only with Chitta Shuddhi, if that mind is very pure and clear, that becomes a very good, the base, or that becomes the ground to plant that knowledge of Atma Vidya. Okay, if that's why we say that before sowing the seed, you have to clean the ground. You have to remove all the other things which are there, parasites which are there, clean up the ground, remove the weeds out, remove the dead plants out, and once that ground is prepared, then at the right time you sow the seed, then only the rain will ensure that the tree will grow properly or the plant will grow properly. Is it clear? So, Shruti Pramanam Eka Pramanaihi Eka Mataihi, there is no other way other than what the Shruti has told, and thereby the Smritis have been told, and from there the Rishis have told, the Puranas have told, the Itihasa has told what needs to be done for each person to follow their own Swadharma with Nishtha, with complete conviction that is going to help me clean up this clutter in my mind, the emotional mind as well as the intellectual mind, because only when I clean it up, Vishuddha Buddhehe Paramatma Vedanam, that Ishvara Vichara starts only in such clean ground. Paramatma Vedanam Tenaiva Samsara Samula Nashaha, that alone is the samsaras, the reason of killing of the samsara or removing of the samsara. That means that is the only reason by which I will get moksha. Is it clear? Okay. Paramatma Vedanam is realization of the Supreme Self. For that mind has to be highly subtle, highly sensitive, and then alone a person can remove samula nashaha of samsara. So, as much as it is being easily shared that this is what you need to do, that much tough it is. It is like a capsule he has told, do karma yoga and then come to jnana yoga. In karma yoga, you clean up the body, you clean up the mind, you clean up the intellect, you clean up your koshas, and then be prepared with sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, and then the guru will implant this jnanam in this fertile ground, which will ensure that Shravana Manana Nididhyasanena I will be able to become Jnani here and now and Jivan Muktaha here and now, and thereby Samsara Samula Nashaha. Is it clear what Acharya is telling? Very clear? So in a crux he has told Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga both in one shloka. That is the beauty of Acharya. He can just condense it in such a way that it fits also properly, and that's the crux of it. But if you open it, this will become a very big topic. That is the whole topic of Tattva, the whole topic of any of the Vedanta Prakarana Grantha is only these two. Chitta Shuddhi and Jnana. Jnana Yoga. Correct? Okay. So now from here, after giving this idea of how this particular bandhana is going to go, tayor vivekaha katam. Okay, how do you understand this? How do I understand this? Okay, it was very easily said. So now he is going to explain what does this mean of having Paramatma Vedanam in a Vishuddha Buddhi. What is Paramatma Vedanam in Vishuddha Buddhi? So if you have to understand Paramatma Vedanam in Vishuddha Buddhi, then he is going to first talk about disengagement or non-attachment. Non-attachment does not mean inaction. Non-attachment does not mean inaction. Let's be very clear on that. Okay. And this is again Bhagavad Gita very clearly mentions in the 9th chapter also. Okay. He says, Anasaktena. Okay. Anasakti should be there. No asakta. Okay. And should be indifferent. I am not bothered of what this karma bala is going to give me. And like that, when even the Shravana Mananam is done, not with the desire that I need to get moksha, if you do Shravana Mananam, it will still not work. The only reason why I am doing is I need the jnana. And I should be established in this jnana. No moksha and all. Moksha is automatically a byproduct of the jnana. If jnana has come, moksha will come. Is it clear? So, now he is going to explain how to do this. Tayor vivekaha katam, and that is by panchakosha vivekaha. What is this knowledge which he is going to give, by which a person can easily come out of this samsara samula vinashanam? He says it is by panchakosha vivekaha, for which in the 45th shloka he is going to give a example. Munjadi ishikam iva, munjadi ishikam iva, drishyavargat pratyanchamatmanam asangamakriyam Vivicya tatra pravilapya sarvam tadatmana tishtati yassa muktaha. So now he is mentioning how does a person become muktaha using this formula, for which he has given an example. Munjadi ishikam iva drishyavargat pratyamchamatmanamasangamakryam vivicya tatra pravilapya sarvam tadatmana tishtati yaha sa muktaha. So what should this person do to become muktaha? Tad atmana tishtati yaha. So the meaning is tad atmana tishtati. In that atma you sit. Atmana, with that atma you sit. What does that mean? You don't take atma on the lap and sit. Atma vicharan kartavya. At all times atma vichara kartavya. So you are established in the atma. Okay? And then only you are mukta. How will you get established in the atma? So he says, Drishyavargat pratyancham atmanam asangamakriyam. Okay. Drishyavargat. So, what is Drishyavargat? That which is perceptible. You understand? Are you able to get the meaning? What is Drishyavarga?
That which you can perceive through senses.
So, that means it is that domain where you do Kriya. Correct? It can be a mental karma, it can be a physical karma, but only that place where it is a perceptible domain. In a non-perceptible domain, there is no place for you to do anything. Nothing will work there for you. So he is now referring that in perceptible domain, where that is called Drishyavargat, it can be even thinking internally is Drishyavarga. That is why he did not say Bahya Prapancha. It is Antara Prapancha plus Bahya Prapancha where karma is done. So then that is why he uses the word Sangamakriyam, Asangamakriyam. In the last part of this first line, he says Asangamakriyam, unattachedly activities. Where have you to do? Drishyavarga, in the domain of perceptible world or perceptible self. That means first you have to do activity. The activity is something which is born out of your will. That means controllable by you. Because that is the Drishyavarga. Is it clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Asangam akriyam. Actionless and unattached. Of what? Atmana. He says, Munjat ishikam iva drishyavarga pratyancham, the subject, Atmanam, is asangam and akriyam. He says there is an Atma. This Atma is unattached and is not the doer or the enjoyer. Correct? First understand that. Now this Atma which is not the doer nor the enjoyer, which is the subject itself, which is Pratyancham, has to be separated from Drishya Varga, from the grasp of seen. So what he says is, for example, what he wants to tell, I'll tell you this. This munja grass, there is a grass called munja grass. Okay. The stalk of this munja grass is inside, and outside it is covered by the pith. That inner portion, it is there. Just you have to imagine that this grass is a circular one and it has got a stalk inside. This stalk inside from outside looks as though one, but inside when you cut it and see, this particular stalk inside is not attached to the external pith at all. So the external pith is the Drishya Varga, the stalk is internal, looks as though very much attached, but in reality is not attached. Are you able to get this? Are you able to get this?
Yes, sir.
Like, if you consider the electricity which is inside every equipment, and from the Drishya Varga, when you see, this electricity and the equipment are so closely connected that we say that the electricity is a part of the equipment. Right?
Okay.
But the electricity has got no actual connection with the equipment, the instrument, because it is just passing through it, and by just passing through it, the activity of the equipment is happening. Even if the equipment goes, nothing is going to happen to electricity. If there is a short circuit in the equipment, electricity is not going to die. Are you able to get this? Like that, he says from the external world it looks very much attached, but internally you know that you should be able to separate it, that this electricity is the subject matter or this Atma is the subject matter, which is akriyam asangam, which is unattached and which is actionless. And having separated these two mentally, so there is an activity which you need to do is you have to now separate the Drishya Varga with whatever is the Drashta inside the Atma. Then he says, Pravilapya Sarvam. And then Tatra, there, Pravilapya, having emerged, Sarvam, everything. So you have to completely consider everything, only that the Atma is there and that Atma is unattached to anything. Okay, and this Atma becomes a substratum of everything. Why? Whatever this Drishya Varga is there, why do you call it Drishya Varga? See the logic. Who has given life to the sense organs? The sense organs define the Drishya Varga, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Who has
Yes,
given
sir.
life to the Drishya Varga, the sense organ?
Sir, Atma.
Correct. So where are all these established now? They are all established in the Atma. So if the eyes are going and seeing an external world, where is that world established? In my Atma. So when I consider that this Atma, which is Asanga and Akriya, but is the substratum of everything of this Drishya Varga, manifested world, that means the world ceases to exist in reality. What have you done is, Jagat Mithyatvam you have done here by doing this.
So can you repeat last line, sir?
The
Atma is
Atma
the stratum of.
See, the Atma is there and the Anatma is there. Okay. The whole world of Anatma exists because of what?
Atma.
For example, if I have to loosely put it, the whole world is existing because I am awake and that I is that Chetanatva. Are you able to get that? So, this particular Atma, which is now going to, because what we are doing, Pravilapya. See, Pravilapanam is an activity which you are doing by yourself. Are you able to get that? It is not happening by itself. Pravilapanam is, okay, what is this Pravilapanam? That is what we are going to see Panchakosha Viveka.
So Pravilapya is completely submerged.
हाँ, correct. So Pravilapya is it. आप उसे अंदर ले रहे हो, having emerged, वो पूरा अंदर लेके आप उसको देखो इसमें से ही आ रहा है और सब इसी में समा रहा है. So initially, what is my idea? I am this body. So body is the Atma. Then when you do an inquiry, you will say, no, body is not the Atma. The Atma is something different. It is only enlivening this body. Like that, you now, this is Pravilapanam. You are now going to say, from the Atma, this body has come. Okay. It is incidental that it is enlivening this body and hence this body has a very clearly connection to this Atma. But Atma is different, body is different. Earlier what I was seeing from outside, there is only the body. The body is one entity, there is nothing called Atma. Then on inquiry I have separated this. Okay. Like that I will have to do Pravilapanam of each. Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. And come to Ananda Atma. Are you able to get that? So he is actually referring to this process that from outside, although it looks all of them are so connected, everything including the Anandamaya Kosha is going to be something which is disconnected from the Atma. And that is why that Atma is Asanga Akriya. And this Asanga Akriya Atma, we have to mentally do an inquiry and clarify that each of these kosha is not the Atma. Which means these koshas have emerged out of the Atma, and if they have emerged out of the Atma, then I can very well put it back into the Atma. Emerging out and putting back is a metaphorical word. Emerging out means giving value to Anatma as Atma. Putting back means devaluing that particular thing and keeping the value of Atma intact. Are you able to get this? And this can happen only because they are detached. If they were attached, like Siamese twins, you try to put one into the other, you can't do it. The container and the content are detached, hence the container can hold the content. If the container and content are attached, then you can't do anything. So the premise is the content is separate than the container. The content is the subject, the Atma. The containers are the various koshas. And this Atma enlivens through all of them. Are you able to get this? And this is what he says, that Munjadishikamiva Drishyavargat, like that munja stalk, the munja grass, has got the stock is completely detached from the matter of that stock, the matter of the pith of it. But from outside it looks very much attached and as one. Okay, and hence the person who separates all the sense objects which are perceived, felt, thought from the subject matter, which is the Atma, which is unattached and actionless, and by doing that, these enveloping sheets are separated from the main core. Like how the pith is separated from the stalk of the munja tree, the grass, like that one has to do this. It will not happen by itself. It's a mental activity you have to do. You have to raise an inquiry. You have to sit and think on it. You have to take Shastra Pramana. You have to take Guru's help, and then you have to think and you have to do Pravilapanam by yourself one by one. Are you able to get this? And this is what is the Panchakosha Viveka to do the Pravilapana.
So Pravilapana means Vivek only, na discrimination.
Correct. But see, the way it is put is today I am aviveki. I am considering everything. See, a sandwich is made up of 2 pieces of bread with some chutney, with some butter, with some filling. All this together is called the sandwich. The moment you consider sandwich to be sandwich, you have now given it one single entity. But the moment you say that no, they are made up of layers, what is the main thing in that sandwich is the inner core masala and the chutney, not the pieces of bread. Then this is Pravilapana. Did the bread, basically what does the person want to give you, the bread or the inner content of it? So from the inner content there is an outer bread which has come as a packaging. Then there is a butter layer which is there. Like that layer after layer is there. When you envisage it, saying that oh, these are all separate, and that is separate from the main thing who is me, who is eating it. Although it looks everything the same, and then you separate the subject matter, that Atma which is core inside, which is enveloped, as though enveloped by this 5, which means this Atma enlivens each of these koshas without doing any karma, without any attachment, just by blessing the kosha for it to work. How does it bless the kosha? Can someone?
Chetan.
What happens to Chaitanya? Chaitanya is OC. Then what happened?
Yeah. So this
how is it enlivening through all these koshas?
through Antakaran, sir, Man, Chit, Buddhi.
What happens to Chetana first?
Sir, it gives conscious, Chetana, I mean, it gives the, enlivens the, all these koshas means,
What it is doing? What does enlivening the koshas mean?
I-ness comes, sir.
What is that I-ness?
Ahankar, sir.
What is that Ahankar? RC. So the OC creates an RC first. This RC becomes a karta which can now travel through each koshas and claim it is me. My body, my prana. I have got short breath. So who has enlivened this breath? The RC, the Ahankara. Okay. Then my mind is like this. My mind is not like this. My buddhi is like this. My buddhi is not like this. These are my likes, these are my dislikes. Whose it is? Ahankaras or Atmas?
Ahankar.
So the Ahankara has an ability to pervade like the Atma, as an RC, as the OC pervades each and every layer, the RC is actually the one which is pervading and which is visible in this Drishya Varga. Are you able to get that? And this now mentally we are now going to Pravilapya, separate each of them and then say from the Atma only all this have come, so all this can go back to the Atma. That means Atma Satyam, Kosha Eva Mithya. From Satya Atma, when nothing was there, these Koshas have come in this Janma. Where do all of them go? Again they will go back to the Atma during Pralaya. By doing this only, you are going to undermine the Prakriti and the Koshas. And that's how the method, even the Upanishad says.
So in Bhagavad Gita chapter 9 also, Bhagwan says that they are in me, but I am not in them. Like in chapter 9, श्लोक है ना मया, I have opened the book, तो उसमें श्लोक है 9 chapter 9 का 4th श्लोक है मया ततम इदम सर्वम जगत व्यक्त मूर्ति नाम कि ये भी same हुआ ना, so that
every alternate shloka in Bhagavad Gita you will feel it is connected. This has got a connection to the earlier shloka. What is the earlier shloka? Second line telling. The second shloka or the fifth shloka. First three are related to only Ashraddha Dana, it comes.
Yes.
After that fourth shloka is what?
Nacha Vatsthani Bhutani Pashyami Yoga Meshwara.
No, before that, there is one more. Before Nacha
Vatsthani
Sarva Bhutani. So the second line of that shloka says Matstani Sarva Bhutani. Leave that. Then the subsequent line says that Nachamastani Bhutani. Now which is correct? Matstani Sarva Bhutani, Nachamastani Bhutani. Exactly the next shloka he says they are not established in me. The previous shloka he says everything is established in me. And subsequently he says there is nothing established in me. Which one you want to take now for this inquiry?
We discussed first one ki Atma, in Atma, like an Atma is everything Drishya Varga Atma mein hi hai, so because
okay, now that is clear. Then how can you justify the next? Nachamatstani Bhutani.
because Jagat Mithya to kuch hai hi nahi.
So what happens?
It is only Atma.
So now you have to give it a qualification. Vyavaharika drishtya matsthani sarva bhutani. Paramarthika drishtya nacha matsthani bhutani. Do you understand now?
Yeah, yes sir.
Then both are resting in peace and I have no conflict in it. It is like Purnamada Purnamidam. One is Vyavaharika Drishtya, other is Paramarthika Drishtya. The moment you combine these two, you have a problem. You need to know how to change this antenna and move from Vyavaharika to Paramarthika. So here in Viveka Chudamani, Acharya is very clearly asking to be in Vyavaharika Drishtya. Understand Vyavaharika Drishtya that OC is not at all connected to any RC. Simple, you just take the example of a mirror and you as an object. When you come in front of the mirror, which is a reflecting medium, and you the subject in presence of light and the mirror, what is formed? An image is formed, correct? My image is formed in the mirror, which is the reflected image. I am reflected in the mirror, right? Correct?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
if anything happens to that RC, is it going to impact you, the OC?
No.
समझ में आ रहा है? वो मिरर पे एसिड फेंक दिया, मैं मिरर को तोड़ दिया, मिरर को चूरा कर दिया, anything is going to happen to me, correct?
No.
Now it is going to be taken and extended that this RC is now capable of extending itself like the OC across the koshas as ahankara. समझ में आ रहा है? Are you able to get that? So OC is not actually directly interacting, it is the RC which is now connected, attached across the koshas. And that is why when we say I, we are all referring to RC and not OC. Aham idam, that I we are referring to. Okay. And he says now you have to move one step ahead and dissolve this RC and say this OC remaining through everything is unattached, because it is never coming into contact at all. It is only the RC which is coming in contact through the mind, through the buddhi. And that RC is the karta bhokta, not the OC. So separate this OC mentally and understand that although it enlivens everything, everything is emerging out of it, and everything it can evolution and involution, both it can do. Like when I go to sleep, everything comes back and rests in me. The Jagat is completely resolved in me. When I wake up, that Jagat comes out of me and which I see as Drishya Varga. Are you able to get this? If I am not there, where is the Jagat? Jagat is what which is not me, right? That is how you define Jagat as now. But if I am itself not there, then where is the question of Jagat? Who is the seer of the Jagat? If subject is not there, object doesn't have its own place at all. It ceases to exist. Okay. So this subject-object mithunikaranam which we do, the RC and OC mithunikaranam, mixing up, and then telling that I equal to this body, I equal to this vital air, I equal to the mental sheet, I equal to the Vijnanamaya, I equal to Anandamaya, has to be detached mentally. For which he gives an example of Munja Ishikavatu. Is it clear? And now using this, he is going to go from various koshas, the Annamaya kosha to Anandamaya kosha. That is why he is bringing the Panchakosha Viveka, and for which he has given an introductory shloka, which is Munja Ishikavatu. They are Akriyam. The Atma is Akriyam, Atma is Asangam. Everything comes out of it. So you have to do the Pravilapya. Either you bring it and emerge it, or you bring it out. Keep that Atma separately, and it's a mental exercise you have to do. And only by doing this mental exercise, that separated Atma, if you are established in that mentally, Yaha Saha Muktaha, at all times you have to, that emerged Atma which is completely unattached, you have to be in that Atma established at all times. Then you are Mukta. That means nowhere this Ahankara should come into play. Now when we say Ahankara should not come to play, that means you are dead. Please understand, Ahankara not playing means you are dead. Yes or no? So what do you mean by Ahankara not playing? Samanya Ahankara being there, Vishesha Ahankara not at all coming out. Samanya Ahankara means when I am hungry, I will say I am hungry, I am going to eat food, I am going to be thirsty, I am going to drink water. When I feel sleepy, I am going to sleep. This is Samanya Ahankara. Therefore, everyone the same way. Nothing special for me. But my Vishesha Ahankara, which is my crystallized Ahankara, which has got my likes and my dislikes, my attachment, my dukkha, my bhoga, all that pravilapanam I am doing and removing it, dissecting it out and separating it from the Atma. And I am going to be established in this separate Atma which looks enmeshed with everything, but I can see it differently. समझ में आ रहा है? If I say there is, yes, someone say.
Yes, sir.
Someone said something. Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. This Atma, for example, if you say that the coffee and the sugar have got mixed thoroughly, that means with every drop there is milk, coffee and sugar in the same proportion, whichever drop I take from that glass. Practically it is that way. But cannot I mentally separate the milk, the sugar and the coffee from every drop mentally? And say that I am going to be only with the milk or only with the sugar or only with the coffee. Yes or no? I am not actually changing anything, but I can mentally do that. And this is pravilapanam yoga. Okay, so that aham karoti ahankaraha, which is the vishesha ahankara, is going to be removed out and keeping that balance samanya ahankara, because samanya ahankara is not going to do anything. Because that is now just available because of your prarabdha karma and will go off in the death for a jnani. Till that it has to be there. But Vishesha Ahankara is gone during Jivan Mukti. And how did it go? By doing the Panchakosha Viveka and Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana in that Panchakosha Viveka. Living in that knowledge very lively, then only it will work. Not just as a theory. Are you able to get that? So we will start Panchakosha Viveka in the next class. And next Saturday there won't be class. Because I am going to Brahmagiri, Rembakeshwar. So next Saturday there won't be class. Subsequent Saturday we will continue with Panchakosha Viveka. Is it clear? Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir.
धन्यवाद सर.
धन्यवादः.